back to the channel. So judging by the title of this video, you can probably already tell what we're going to be talking about. Now, I just want to be honest and say that I had recorded this video 2 days ago, but then I deleted that footage because I just wasn't in the right headspace and my energy wasn't right. So I don't want to come on here and transfer any of those bad vibes to anybody that might be watching. So I'm redoing this video because I feel lighter, I feel better, and I feel like I can be helpful by sharing my experience. So let's get into it. Okay, so today I want to speak to you guys about spiritual exhaustion or spiritual fatigue, because it's a real thing. And if you're someone like me and you believe in spirituality, and more especially if you believe in African spirituality, as beautiful as it is, you also understand that it can be very exhausting and very draining emotionally, mentally, physically, psychologically, all the leads. So I did a little bit of research on this, mainly because I want to learn and understand it a little bit more. Also, just to be proactive in finding solutions to the challenges that I may face, and just how to move forward and how to deal with it when I feel a certain way or when I go through certain things. So the definition that I found on Google is that spiritual exhaustion is when you've been praying, studying, or worshiping and nothing seems to be helping or changing. Sometimes you'll even fast and you feel like none of my efforts are actually helping me out of this situation. Nothing is changing and I'm just tired now. And I feel like giving up, because is God really listening to what I'm saying? Is God really hearing me? Does he really care? And you become discouraged when you don't see physical results. You become discouraged when you don't see the point of praying. And that is exactly what happened to me. And I started becoming really discouraged in my prayer, because I wasn't really noticing. Keyword, I wasn't noticing the work that God had been doing. I wasn't noticing God move in certain areas of my life. And I just started sitting back because I felt like he wasn't hearing me. I felt like he wasn't listening. And then I'd forget to pray some days. I just didn't care to pray, to be honest with you. And that's the biggest mistake you can make, because that's when the spiritual attacks start to happen. That's when thoughts in your mind start to creep in that weren't creeping in when you and God were good, when you were speaking to God on a regular basis. Now you start thinking about things that you think you need, things that are worldly, things that are within your reach, that you think can satisfy what God isn't satisfying. I don't know if that makes sense. But I really started just slacking in my prayer. And again, I started being attacked spiritually. I legit started neglecting my spirit. I started neglecting feeding my spirit on a regular basis. I neglected feeding my subconscious mind on a regular basis. And things started revealing themselves to me. Things started happening to me. Things like having dreams. I'm somebody that usually dreams, and I get messages from my guardian angels. Some messages good, some messages bad, but I just started noticing that something is off, because I'm uneasy. Something just feels really off. I'm in a bad mood. I feel down. I feel like nothing is working for me. I start nitpicking at things that I wasn't nitpicking at before this. I start feeling inadequate. Am I enough? Things like that. It's a spiritual warfare, and it affects you when you're not aware of it. And those things start creeping in, and you don't notice it at first glance. Like, it happens slowly and gradually. And before you know it, you're in a depressive state, or you're depressed. And it's because you don't have your armor of prayer up. You're not communicating with God. You're not connecting with Him. You're not connecting with Amadlozwagini. You're pro bono. We saw Jawena, Urambo. And certain things start happening to you. Things that are just not even any of your business. Like, I started being offended by comments people were making. Comments that weren't even directed at me. I would feel like those were personal attacks. And I'd just be like, wait a minute. Is this person talking about me? Because now I want to fight. Now I want to fight you. And me knowing me, I started really just realizing that, no man, something is just not right and I need to do something about it. I really need to do something about it. And I prayed. As much as it pained me, as much as I started crying while I was praying, because I was just so defeated and I was so tired, and I was asking God to help me through this. And I also just had to hold myself accountable, because I was responsible for where I was, because I dropped the ball. Like, I put God in the back seat when He's supposed to be driving. Like, I started acting like God is an extra in my play, like He's just in case. And I just had to get myself back on track. I really did. And I'm still trying to get myself back on track, because also I'm a human being. We're all just imperfect. We're impatient, and it's hard for us to see the bigger picture. And that's just when you need to let God. You just need to let Him do His thing, because He knows what He's doing. He really does. Has God ever blessed you and you were just shook because you weren't expecting it? That's because God knows when you need your blessing. At the exact time, at the exact moment, at the exact season of your life. He just knows. He knows when you need it. So I'm just really trying to get back to that mindset. Guys, God knows, hey? He knows what He's doing. Trust me. He's the author of this book. He just knows. And we don't need to try and understand that. We don't need to try and do things that we think are better than that plan. That's why He sends us guides and amadlozi. He gives us the resources that we need to go through certain challenges and to overcome. So in the research that I was doing, I found 3 things that can be beneficial for you and for me.
For you and for me and the entire human race.
And the first thing on this list says, wait well. Simply stay in the presence of God. Wait and trust Him in the details. Guys, trust God in the details, because He's put every little thing in place for you to succeed, for you to get to the place where He wants you to be. Again, He wants you to be, because He knows. Guys, you think you can go out there and buy a BMW, but God wants you to have a Bentley. Just wait well. The second thing, stay prayed up. The more you pray in circles, the more your faith grows. That's as simple as it is. Stay prayed up. Pasha. Do your part. Faith without works is dead. And the third thing on this list, switch up your routine with God. Just like any other relationship, you need to switch it up. Don't become complacent with your routine, because that's when we get bored. And when you get bored, you try and find things that are more entertaining, things that just don't serve you. So You have to disrupt your comfort if you want to see change. Disrupt it in Tagama. For example, I'm somebody that likes to pray right before going to bed. So I might switch it up and go pray in the garden. I might meditate or listen to some gospel music right before praying, just to get myself in the right state of mind so I can communicate clearly with God and have clear intentions of when I go to Him and speak to Him about certain things. And sometimes, honestly, we like to think that God is a genie and that He's just supposed to grant to you your wishes, and that everything that you feel you deserve needs to come to you, and you forget to be grateful. You forget to have gratitude, even for the smallest things. Listen, you woke up today. You have breath in your lungs. You're healthy. You had a meal today. You have a roof over your head. You still have your family. You still have your job. You've got so many things to be grateful for, and we forget those things trying to chase things that are instant gratification. And that's where we make the mistake. But you're only human. It's normal to go through those things, and it's okay. Just don't stay in that moment. Don't stay in that state. Don't allow yourself to be consumed by it because of your own selfish desire. Be solution driven. If you notice something has shifted in a negative way, change something. Acknowledge the fact that you've also just not been doing your part. So do your part. So that's just what I wanted to share with you today. I hope that this was helpful for somebody that might be going through the same thing, because we just all need a little bit of help sometimes. And I feel like sharing these things and being open about them won't hurt and might be helpful. So that brings us to the end of this video, guys. I hope that you liked it and that you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. Subscribe without a doubt, and tell your folks to tell their folks that the kid is on YouTube.